Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Akeem Lawanson, and in today's Fix of Entertainment news, Tom Holland gives us an update on Spider-Man 4 and when we can expect it, if at all. Now, Studio Ghibli's next project has been heavily guarded, but new details have emerged about what's supposedly Miyazaki's final film. Plus a whole lot more in today's Fix. Let's drop it. Now, with everyone currently talking about Spider-Man these days, what with the upcoming Insomniac game and Sony's Across the Spiderverse animated film, we have an update on this sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, speaking with Variety, Tom Holland gave Spidey fans an update on where things currently are with Spider-Man 4 Homebound or Home Away from Home, whatever the hell it's going to be called. I don't know what's going to be called in the final draft. We'll find out. Anyways, the actor was uncharacteristically tight-lipped, saying, quote, "I can't talk about that, but I can say that we have been having meetings. We put the meetings on pause in solidarity with the writers. There's been multiple conversations had, but at this point, it's very, very early stages." And I'm sure when, he gets more details, he'll probably blurt out a spoiler or two. Just give him some time. Anyways, it's no surprise that we'll be getting another outing from the webhead as No Way Home swung into the box office like a wrecking ball in 2021, even surpassing Avengers Endgame and Avatar in a few intake records. Now, domestically, Spider-Man No Way Home currently sits at third place in highest grossing film of all time. Now, when will we get it? That's another story. Now, with the writers who'd normally be shaping the next Spidey film on strike, it's up in the air when we can expect to see things materialize. Now, on the bright side though, at least we're getting a new Spider-Man video game this fall, and of course, the new animated movie opens this week. Speaking of which, my spider sense is tingling. While Tom Holland's Spider-Man might be a ways away, perhaps we can look forward to seeing him pop up in Across the Spiderverse. Now, there's multiple Spider-Men in the film, so it'll be a welcome surprise to see one or all of the live-action Spider-Man that have graced the silver screen pop up in this new movie. There's only really one way to find out if that'll happen, and that means Spidey fans will have to get their Spidey butts in theaters and start counting the cameos. And while we're counting webheads, Sony's counting dollars as Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse reportedly made $17.35 million in previews. Now, that's definitely a good sign for the animated Spider-Man movie, but honestly, it's unsurprising. Now, the previous film, Into the Spider-Verse, netted Sony Pictures $384.3 million worldwide. Now, it's not quite No Way Home numbers, but the sequel is definitely set up for greatness. Now, speaking of greatness, legendary director Christopher Nolan is giving us his first R-rated film in over 20 years. Now, the upcoming film Oppenheimer is scheduled to release July 21st, telling the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the inventor of the atomic bomb. Now, Nolan's last R-rated film was back in 2002 with Insomnia. Now, the rating was apparently confirmed by the Associated Press to contain, quote, "some sexuality, nudity, and language." Now, if you're wondering how that comes into play in a movie dealing with the development of the atomic bomb, well, Oppenheimer, that man got around. Now, in the film, Emily Blunt plays his wife, Kitty Oppenheimer, and Florence Pugh is playing his lover, Gene Tatlock. Now, who knows? I don't know, maybe Einstein will have a sex scene. That would E equal MC
Scared.
What? Say that again?
Scared.
Scared? E equals MC scared. I like that. I'm stealing it, but you can keep that in to know that I stole it. Anyways, I guess we'll see how this R-rated film plays out in the next month. And finally, another film we'll have to wait and see how it plays out on the big screen is Studio Ghibli's How Do You Live? Now, the upcoming anime has been promoted as being Miyazaki's final directorial film. Though, he said that same thing about The Wind Rises, but regardless, all eyes are on this project. But according to Crunchyroll, not too many people know what the film entails. Now, work on the movie reportedly started back in 2016, and it's being kept under wraps even internally. According to the managing director of film distribution at Toho, those outside of the animation wing know very little about the movie. And outside of the poster released by Studio Ghibli, the public hasn't seen too much else. Now, it's been confirmed that the film won't receive a new trailer or images/posters. Now, Miyazaki is obviously taking his magnum opus quite seriously and keeping it very, very close to the vest. For those unfamiliar with his previous works, Miyazaki is widely considered the Japanese equivalent of Walt Disney. He founded Studio Ghibli in the early 80s and has since given us numerous beloved and award-winning films, including Princess Mononoke, My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, and many others. How Do You Live is slated to release July 14th in Japan. All right, that about does it for today's Fix of Entertainment News. I'm Akeem Lawanson, and thank you so much for watching. Now that you're caught up on today's show, check out our last one. Download the IGN app on all your devices, and for everything else, stick with IGN.